Yo, welcome back to another Inspector K interview. Today we got a very special guest, a dear friend of mine, fellow producer, areyetee. What's up with you, man?
Hey guys, it's me, areyetee. SoundCloud. Hey, man.
Bro.
I'm sorry.
Nah, you're good, bro. But no, real talk though, how have you been? Like, what you been up to?
I don't know. I've been doing good. I didn't do much today. I might be sick. My dad's sick.
Prayers up for you and your dad.
Ooh.
Shit, I've been noticing like a lot of people getting sick lately because like obviously it's fall, like
Yeah.
what, flu season? Or not flu
Yeah.
season, but I know it's like a different type of illness season.
I don't know. I don't know. Shitty week, man. This is gonna be the highlight of my week. Nothing good has happened.
I'm honored. I
I'm
feel like
sure.
it went by. For me, it went by pretty fast. I don't know about you, but yeah.
But yeah.
Trust me, bro. Once you get to college, you're gonna be fucking. This shit's gonna be a breeze. You're gonna love.
Yeah.
Not every
You
second
sure?
of it.
I don't know. I don't trust
For
your
me,
opinion,
it's been-
dude.
All right, man. You ain't gotta do me like that on my own show. No.
You need to be taken down a peg, dude. You're all high and mighty now that you did an interview with Duro, first ever interview with Duro.
All right, bro.
You can't let it go to your head.
No, you are right though. You are right though. Like real talk. I know you're fucking around, but you do have a point. But yo, nah. Moving on to like, I guess the meat and potatoes of this interview. I just want to know, who are you and like, what do you want the people to know about you? Like, where are you from and type shit.
Okay. I'm areyetee, obviously. Hey. What did everyone else say? I'm 17. I make beats. I'm cool. I'm really cool, actually.
I can
Cooler than everyone else you've I'm cooler than everyone else you've interviewed, and I'm from South Carolina.
All right,
So-
and you're telling me to take it down the peg, bro. Nah, I'm playing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's not much else. I'm from South Carolina, like I said. No beat makers from here. Don't have anything to talk about. Like with Duros, yeah, like there's like, man, it must be cool being from Fresno. You got Sean, you got Planet Asia. I'm from upstate South Carolina, man.
Fuck.
There's not much going on where I'm at.
I haven't been to South Carolina. I mean, I've been to North Carolina, but that's like a completely different state.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't hear much about South Carolina. It just seems like a really good place to like, I guess, chill for like retirement type shit.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I'm like I live here because my grandparents moved here, so I'm pretty sure you're like exactly right, to be honest.
Yeah, no. Speaking of your grandparents, though, like, nah, how they end up in South Carolina? I want an origin story, bro.
Man, I'm gonna be real. I don't know, man. I mean, my grandparents met at UGA, so they lived in the South.
Shit.
They both lived in the South for most of their lives, so I'm pretty sure they just like wanted to stay in the South.
Yeah, I know a bunch of people that like go to UGA. Cause like obviously
Yeah.
I'm in Georgia, so
Of course, yeah.
that's fucking insane. Yeah, no, the UGA campus is beautiful, by the way. Athens is just a beautiful city in general, bro.
I've never been, but
You gotta go there, bro.
love
There's a
Georgia. I love my
bunch
homies. I still have family in Georgia. I still got cousins in Georgia.
Yeah, next time you like, if you ever visit Georgia to like visit your cousins, you gotta go down to Athens, bro. It's beautiful as fuck down there. I'm just saying.
I'll keep that in mind. Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I think my grandparents can vouch. Probably my dad too. I don't know. I'm not sure, but I like Georgia, man.
Yeah, it's cool, except when it isn't. But that's another story for another day.
Yeah, let's
But
talk
yeah,
about
no.
the city for 30 minutes right now
Shit,
for the
bro.
interview.
But yeah,
I'm
no,
sorry.
no, you're good. On the topic of background, I want to know like what your musical background is. Like, how did you get into music? Like, do you play like any instruments? And like, have you done like any other forms of art over your life?
Yeah, so I'm a weird case. Like, I'm like very white, and I don't have any musicians in the family really. My dad played drums like in high school band, but that's about it. But the thing about my dad is that he actually has like very good, very like varied music taste. Like it's actually, I owe a lot to him for that. He's the one. He's the reason I started liking hip hop because I think that this is a crazy pipeline. The pipeline was I used to listen to like rock radio when I was like 6 years old, and they used to play James Brown on the radio, and I was like, yeah, I like this shit. And then like a few years down the line, my dad was like, oh, you like James Brown? I'll play you this record. I think it's from '86 with Full Force. It's called I'm Real. It's a very very '80s record, and it's not a really that much. It's very much a New Jack Swing record, and there's a lot of hip hop influence, and I like that. And then my dad was like, well, if you like that, you'll like EPMD.
Oh shit!
So that's the reason I like hip hop. First place, I was like 8 or so, and then at that point on, I was like, oh yeah, I like this. I love '80s rap, man. I love Rakim and Boogie Down Productions, dude. And then
rest in peace, Scott LaRock.
Yeah, yeah, and from that, like, I don't know. I just however I could, I just my taste moved like further and further forward into the '90s. Like I think a big part of that was probably finding out about Redman because of EPMD.
Oh yeah, because he worked a lot with he worked a bunch with Eric Sermon.
Yeah, by the time I was like 9-10 years old, '80s and '90s rap was pretty much all I listened to.
That's so fucking cool though, cause
I know it is cool, and yeah, well, okay, yeah, you say what you're gonna say. I'll go on later. Yeah,
no, you're good. I was just gonna say like, I wish I had that type of exposure, cause I didn't know who James Brown was until I was like, I want to say 10 or 11, cause
yeah.
I think I'd heard Get Up Off of That Thing like once or twice, but then I didn't, and then I found out he was the guy that made It's a Man's World, and then I'm like, shit, that's like a really good legacy. And then I found out that he was sampled in all this hip hop records when I was getting into like the swing of producing like actual good music.
Yeah,
I'm like, damn, he really set the stage for a lot of shit. Like, fuck.
Yeah. No, I mean, there's no, you can't overstate his influence, obviously.
Yeah, but it's like all the shit that like went down in his personal life. Like that's the topic for another day, by the way. Like he has like the influence that most people would die to have.
Yeah, you should talk to Vise about that. I think that'd be a good time.
Nah, she would. Her mind would be fucking blown. I don't even know how would she react.
She'd be cool about it.
Yeah.
Does anyone? Have you ever even uploaded any of her beats, dude? Like the whole point of this thing was you were going to interview people who you've uploaded, but
I don't think I have, but I was gonna upload that one beat that she did on like the most recent Sekio tape.
Yeah. It's just like, because he has like 5 beats total on the internet.
Yeah, she has like, I want to say like 7-8 beats now, because like there's like the whole Paramount Legion page.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, the Paramount Legion page. She has some stuff as Ever on there. By the way, check out Paramount Legion SKG Para. I think that's what it's. That's the URL on SoundCloud. They got some really good shit, man.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Shout out Pablo, man.
Yeah, Pablo, bro, I love how every interview I've done so far has circled back to Pablo in one way or another.
He's the arbiter of everything we like.
He's
here at
great
Inspector
grandfather.
King's Picks.
Yeah. Dead ass, bro.
No, he's just regular grandpa. Honda is great grandpa. Yeah.
No, that is true. But yeah, no, he paved the way for a lot, definitely. Like me and Roy were talking about like how they met and shit, and like the connections that were made from there. So it's just really beautiful.
I like the conversation a lot. I really like, because I don't like. The thing about Honda, man, like most of his shit just isn't around anymore. Like his early stuff, especially. Like, and he's just not around. Yeah. I mean, but like his really or like pre like 2018. At least like maybe I'm just not as. I mean, I'm sure you're pretty familiar with it. I haven't found it easy to access, but I'm aware that because like I like this is getting into like this stuff I kind of wanted to discuss later, but Me, Pablo is like
Yeah.
the guy for this scene, right? He's like
That
who I
is.
base my perception of this whole scene off of, kind of stylistically, as like the starting point for most other people. But in his words, Onda was like the real guy who started
Yeah,
making those
he's
strides. So I'd like to know
he's
more.
that guy.
I'm waiting for the follow.
It'll come soon. But yo, speaking of like starting out and influences, I want to know like when did you start making beats and who were your influences then, and like whatever DAW that you started out on.
Yeah. Okay. So, geez. I started making beats. I want to say, I started out. When I first did music, I was like a dumb little kid. I used to like do. I was into fucking like dubstep and EDM. And this was like at the same time I was in like this is like the 2 years before I got into hip hop basically. I was into dubstep and EDM pretty much, so I was like,
But
I
this is,
had
like,
some I had some like
2011 or like
oh no,
2012.
way later than 2011. Yeah, like 2014 or 15.
Yeah,
Um
that's valid.
yeah, I had apps on my on my iPad that I would use to make music.
Do you
I think
remember the name?
the second one I used was this thing called Oxy, which I couldn't even tell you that much about it now because
Nah, cause bro, you know what's crazy? I actually tried using Oxy when I was like seriously trying to get into making beats.
yeah,
It had such a weird layout. It was like a vertical layout, right?
yeah, it's the shit you gotta do to make it like a phone DAW work. Stuff like that is odd, but I spent a long time with it, man. I really did. I think I used it from like probably ages 9 to like 13 or something. And I think by the time I was like 12, I was like, man, I like hip hop a lot. I'm gonna start making hip hop on this thing. And I was also realizing like how like fucking cool I thought sampling was.
Yeah, like you said,
Back
James
to
Brown.
yeah, back to what you were saying. Like, I'm aware you had like just because you're from Atlanta or the Atlanta area, like you just have experience with hip hop from a young age because that's your culture. But for me, it was a similar thing, but with like all the sampling included. So like, I always thought it was super cool. That's the reason, pretty much, I do what I do today.
Yeah,
But
no, that's cool as fuck though. And I just want to know, like, because you said you started making hip hop like when you were like 13, 14. And as somebody who's been following you from like a super early time, I want to say like 2021, like, yeah, like 2021 is like a really good. That was around the time I started following you. Like, when did you like really start making shit in that sort of vein? I'm talking like initials era type stuff.
yeah, on Oxy, I had to fucking. I was like, so since I wanted to sample, I had to figure out how to sample on that fucking thing, and it was a super convoluted process that like it probably made me a way better sampler now because it was just so like stupid and not easy.
How did importing samples work on there? Because you said it was like really convoluted.
What you had to do, and I'm like, okay, well, you didn't have to do this. Since I didn't have a computer, I had to fucking buy songs off the damn iTunes library if I wanted to sample them. So I had like all I had in my like in my arsenal was just like James Brown and Dorothy Ashby, because I found out about like by then I was really into Pete Rock, and I was like, oh, what's that one fucking beat from Pete Instrumentals with Dorothy Ashby, The Boss. I
There's
love
like
that beat.
there's like 2 or 3 of them, if I remember correctly. But yeah, shit is.
Okay, yeah, the one I had in mind was The Boss. That is awesome, but it was the first time I heard Dorothy Ashby, and that's just, I mean, there's no other song like it. Like, have
Pete Rock
harmonies
faking
that way.
checks.
Yeah. I didn't even hear about like I didn't find out about I till like 3 or 4 years later. But that was I think the only beat I'd ever heard sampling Dorothy Ashby. I had no real clue how like much of a like household name she is for Great Diggers really, but
Yeah, Dilla.
yeah, I like that beat a lot. I went on the whosample.com like a narc, and I found the sample, and I bought it for $1 on iTunes. I think I probably made like 5 beats with that sample because I don't even remember the exact process you had to get like the audio files into sample, but you couldn't just drag the whole thing in and like cut it up from that. You had to. Oh shit! You know what I did? You know what I did?
What'd you do?
I had this DJ Mixer app where I would like use to record like singular sections of a sample that I wanted to use, and I couldn't like change. I couldn't like accurately like time change or chop after the fact. So like I just had to do that for like however many specific things I wanted. It was pretty terrible, but like I don't know. I had to figure it out until I got a real DAW. But and by then at the time I was like 12 or whatever. I was super into DJ Premiere and whatnot, so I was like, I want to chop samples. So I went and fucking figured out how to do that, and that's about it.
That whole sampling process that you told me in regards to like making shit on Oxy and stuff, that kind of reminds me of my current process right now, cause I make beats on like the 404 right now. So yeah, I just record using external source, and then I just record certain sections, and the OG 404 doesn't have a function button, so you can't like copy it over, so you have to like keep on resampling shit over and over again.
Really?
It's annoying, but it works for what it is.
Yeah, and for the record, anyone listening to this, I have zero experience with any gear. I'm a DAW head. I'm a filthy DAW head. I'm sorry. I don't know how the 404 works. But,
I'm just saying, it don't even matter, bro. Cause you use Logic, right?
I use Logic Pro X. Yes, like a cool guy. When I was 13, I got a computer. My parents were like, my dad was like, oh, you like music? Here, have this fucking thing. Obviously, I'm super lucky to be in that situation, but I didn't know what the fuck to do with it, so I didn't even use it for like probably a year or something.
Seems like your dad was like really, he was like really integral to your development when it came to like music and shit.
Yeah, and I didn't even bring this up before. I'm a pianist. He put me in piano lessons when I was like 8.
You just been playing ever since?
Yeah, no, like oh god, I could go more into this, but I'm going to college to be a jazz pianist, pretty much.
Fuck yeah.
It's cool. It's fun, but I don't have to. I don't know. I don't know if that's something I should really get into here, because I don't know. It's it's weird how like I just can't. That and beats for me just like it's like a complete disconnect. I just can't like merge one of those skills. Like the skills I've developed for both just don't connect in any way. They just feel so disconnected. It's hard for me to talk about it, to be honest. But
I've seen a bunch of people play like instruments live and shit, and just incorporate like simple chord progressions within like finger drumming. I think the best example I can think of is like High Tech, or no, not High Tech. Pharrell. Even though he's like a Zionist, but
yeah. I've tried. I can't do that as of right now. I could try harder, I guess, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, you're aware of my exploits. Attempts at real music, but I can never combine the two. I need sampling. I live for it, man. A beat without a sample is like I don't know, orange without a peel.
It's like a cookie without ice cream. I mean, it's still good without the ice cream, but I feel like the sampling just takes it to another level depending on what you do with it.
I hate when people give me ice cream with my cookie, man. Just give me the damn cookie.
Nah, that shit. I mean, that is true, but it depends though on like what kind of cookie it is. But
no, I just. Because I always the thing is, it's because I always begin the thing is, it's because I always begin vanilla ice cream, man. I don't want that shit. I just want the cookie. This is
bro. Fuck vanilla ice cream, bro. I'm a chocolate head all the way.
You're a chocolate head.
Well, actually, no, not even a chocolate head. This is gonna be like a really hot take, but I fuck with mint chocolate chip ice cream.
It's a really hot take. I feel like that's a pretty popular opinion. I don't think you're as cool as you think you are, buddy.
Nah, because I've seen so many people say that they don't like fuck with mint chocolate chip, and I'm like, what the hell? Why?
I'm not even, like I said, I'm not an ice cream guy. I've never even tried it, but I pretty much just like chocolate ice cream.
That's
So
sad.
off,
That's
off fucking off track at this point, man. I'm sorry.
yeah, no, you're good. But cause we were talking about like your DAWs and shit and like how you started
Yeah.
making beats. I want to know like what your main influences are with the beats, because I know you have like there's like two that comes to mind for me in my opinion, especially like
Yeah, I
early
mean,
on.
there's like whole fucking eras to it.
There's the Twami era.
Yeah, obviously, I'll get into that. But when I was 13 when I started using Logic, like I said, I'm 17 now. So, back then I was I was pretty much just into like all the basic people that everyone likes, like Pete Rock and DJ Premier. And at that point, Madlib, I
So,
was
like-
into Madlib too.
What was your like favorite era of Madlib? Like Loop Pack Madlib or post like 2003 Dudley Perkins?
Man, back then, probably Loop Pack era. I think at that point I was super into the Unseen. I think.
Yeah, I think
You know, funny thing about Quasimodo too is I think I didn't even know until like a few years later, but I think my dad might have played some Quasimodo. I think he played. I remember this. I remember he played the Broad Factor off of Yes or Whatever when it came out.
Yeah,
He liked that song. Like he's not like a hip hop guy, but he just has good taste. And somehow, some way, he found out about it. He played it for me probably when I was like when he realized I was getting into hip hop. I don't like. There's so much shit where I don't know if he's the one that told me about it, or I just found it out on my own. I think he might have told me about Nas's like shit like that.
so it's kind of like a generational thing, in a sense.
Yeah, maybe. But at that point, yeah, I was really trying to emulate all the old school stuff I was into.
Yeah, when did
Yeah,
you
just,
get
I
into,
don't know. I didn't have like I wasn't like studying people or anything. I was just kind of like making shit based on what I liked and whatever samples I could find. Or like I think by that point I figured out that I could if I had a computer now I could burn my dad's CDs on there. So I just sampled whatever shit my dad had, which was good music because he has good taste. So I had like
Yeah.
a ton of like
Stanley
various.
Clark?
Not Stanley Clark, like I don't know, like I said, like I'm a jazz guy, right? I found out of my jazz tastes. I found out myself, but I don't know, my dad has a lot of jazz records too. I think I remember one that I like Max Roach record that I used to sample a ton. Plus like just a bunch of other random shit. Like I would just use all those CDs like a million times each because it's all I had. I didn't know there was such thing as a YouTube to MP3 probably until I was like 14, and I think I felt really stupid when I discovered that.
I kind of felt that because I remember when I was like starting out, I used to record. I used to like turn the fuck up out of my volume, and then I would just record shit using like my phone mic, and then I would just import it into FL Studio Mobile, and I would just do
That's
that.
fun.
And it sounded so awful, and then I found out what YouTube to MP3s were, and that saved my
Yeah.
fucking life.
I love you YouTube to MP3, and I love not having to use a shitty YouTube to MP3, and I love just using Cobalt now. Fuck yes.
Yes, same here. Shout out to Vice for putting us on.
Shout out to Cobalt, man. Cobalt.tools. Tools. Everyone go use it right now.
Tap in and invest.
Yeah, back to the point. The time I was turning 14, maybe even by the time I was turning 13, I think I had found out about knowledge just because I was more into Madlib and more into like specifically beat circles like that, and obviously like Dilla as well.
Right.
Yeah, about 13, I found out about knowledge, and I was like, okay, yeah, this is cool. I was definitely like into beats at that point. I think it's around the same time I found out about Twami, and I was like, that shit blew my mind. I think like probably I didn't really mention this. Probably God's Connect was the reason I think for a lot of that shit. Like,
Yes.
just finding about knowledge the one time, going knowledge on YouTube, finding about God's Connect, and just like a world has opened.
And Obliv.
Cause yeah, I wasn't even into Obliv for a long time, man. Like to be honest, I didn't.
When'd you get into him? Or when do you think you got into him?
Probably like, I'm gonna be honest, probably like last year. It's the first time I really give his stuff a dedicated listen, like
Damn.
multiple projects. I know.
See, so you just went on a straight binge.
Yeah. I mean, I just listened to whatever random shit was God's Connect. I didn't even have that many specific artists I was attached to. But I was super into Tommy. That made me like, I don't know, that made me want to tap in more to, like emulating, like the old school style, but with like a very, yeah, like just new flavor. Yeah, it's
because that's what Twami's style is basically is, because you can hear like the canned kick influence in his shit, but he makes it into his own with like the compression and shit.
His style is just so like, I don't think there won't ever be someone like him again, and like just his approach to the beats was just so
is groundbreaking, is what it is.
Idiosyncratic, if you will, perhaps.
Yeah, it's like
I don't know if that's exactly the right word, but it's just his whole approach was so unique, and he probably didn't even put that much thought into it, because once the further he got down the line, the more his beats sounded kind of more default, to be honest.
Yeah,
and,
I feel like
they're still good. They still.
He's kind of like slowly getting back to it, though. I mean, you can't blame him though, because I know he was going through like a bunch of shit.
Yeah, the first Tommy beat I ever heard was New Day.
That's the fucking.
And that's just like such a crazy beat to stumble upon your first Tommy beat, because that's like there's just nothing that fucking sounds like it.
Yeah, I think the first one that I heard, it was either Crane Grape Juice or Ketchup. Yeah,
I mean, Crane Grape Juice was also like one of those things that I just had on repeat at that time. Once I found out about it, oh my god! And it's so crazy how that style on The Gift and like, that was on a fucking Massacilla at first. Never mind, what am I saying? But that style on the Massacilla on Massacilla and on the Dirty Tape shit is so completely different from like what was on like Water Loops and whatnot. But it's
they all drop around the same
it's mostly down to mixing and like kind of like drum choice, but it's just like the same like how Duro talked about like the childlike feeling that like it's very like nostalgic.
Cause it's like it's just simple loops is what it is, but he just has his own approach to it, where it's like anybody can like nod their head to it. I don't think I've ever met a single person that's like disliked Twami.
Yeah, it's like it's the like, especially with beats like A New Day and like Crane Grape Juice and stuff. They have like very like solemn nostalgic loops to them. But like in like beats that don't really have like, that don't like to me carry that much emotional weight. It's just, like the whole like I think Monkeys was another tape that I heard first, and that like the processing on the drums, the like percussion sounds, the way that the snare hits on those early tapes are crazy, man.
He was on Ableton too, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I remember I think you're right, but I remember hearing I didn't hear it, I read it at one point that I think he processed some of his samples through like old like shitty keyboard. I don't know exactly, that's all I remember about like what it said, but that makes so much sense to me about like that, just the quality of
the samples,
like just the feelings that invoke that. Like I feel like that makes so much sense to me.
Yeah, cause I'm trying to think of an example, cause there's like so much shit on like Water Loops, because obviously Water Loops is supposed to be more chill, but it's like, how the fuck did he get so much, like, this is gonna sound corny, but lo-fi-ness?
Yeah, it's such like a unique type of lo-fi, because it's like obviously very 90s influence, very like, and like people like Pancake, Pete Rock, but it doesn't like, especially mixing wise and just like the feelings that it invokes, it just like it's like so far removed from that stuff. It's just in a completely different way. So similar more to like, it's like with the feeling it invokes kind of like vaporwave. Obviously it's a completely different aesthetic, completely different sampling style, but I feel like just like 80s, like 70s Anamoya type of dealio, you know, you feel me?
Right. Any other like influences though that you can name off the top?
Yeah, that whole fucking tangent was to say Tommy.
Tommy's the goat. I love you.
Tommy's the goat, and I wanted to be like Tommy, and I wanted to be like DJ Premier, and that's why I made 32-bit chops, which is the first tape that I put.
Real ones, remember? The Nat King
Real
Cole
ones.
flip on there?
It's really not that good.
Bro, that Nat King Cole flip smacks though. I might upload that some other day if I get the chance.
Did you already upload it? I swear to God, maybe someone did. I don't know.
On SoundCloud.
Yeah.
I uploaded it on SoundCloud.
Yeah. And then after that, I was like, oh, I like this knowledge guy, and I like having these like. At that point, I was already like figuring out like the delayed hatch thing, but to the extent of like to have delayed drums to the extent of knowledge and other like people like Dilla, people like Madlib, and other like LA beat scene people that influenced him. I wasn't really there yet, and I was getting more into that at that point. So I guess what, and also just like the style of mixing, the style of chopping, and the compression, which I didn't fucking know how to do. So what I would do, I would just literally take my sample, take my drum pattern, and automate the volume to duck where the hits were in the drums, and then I made.
That's what Ollie used to do, if I'm not mistaken.
Really? Ollie.
Yeah, cause you can really hear it in like some of his earlier shit that it's not compressed, but he still did like the automation.
I mean, if someone like me can come up with that, I can see how. I mean, it is kind of like to an extent a unique sound, but it's not really what I wanted. It's just kind of what I thought was was what you did, because like I was too stupid to figure out how to actually sidechain. But yeah, and I made the classic sidechain EP.
Sidechain EP, yeah.
Which you're well aware of. It's kind of also kind of stinky.
What about Midnight Music?
Midnight Music? Yeah, I don't know. Like at that point, I was just super into Twami and Knowledge. It's God's Connect. That's really it. My influences up to that point, and like Madlib. Oh, obviously, like a lot of Madlib too. But same thing with Initials. Which I don't even want to talk about.
Twami influenced in some of those beats.
Yeah, of course. And
I feel like your like big turning point with the music though was the Sinister tapes.
Yeah, like Initials is when I was finally figuring out how to really like harness the offbeat stuff. Like and specifically with like time stretching the samples too. Like that's when I first kind of started to experiment with that and having, you know, like just like fucking early 2010s, late 2000s, like beat scene shit that everyone did. I was just figuring it out. But at that time, like I said, I was into Knowledge, and I was also into New Knowledge, which I know I'm well aware you have your feelings about that, and most people have their feelings about that. I still think that. Knowledge.
I'm sorry, bro. I had to.
It's okay. You can get out as many as you want right now.
Yeah, it's a little bit that I do now. Fuck knowledge, but yeah, nah, keep going.
Yeah, yeah, you know what I liked, man? I loved the fucking VGM tapes, man. Those were my shit when they first started coming out. Ooh,
yeah, they used to be good. I'll admit that firsthand.
They did, honestly. I do think, honestly, like I still like the kind of idea behind them, but like they're too like it's I honestly think it's like for a lot of beats it's kind of a winning formula, but it is just so fucking formulaic, and to do that exact shit for 40 fucking tapes for like 4 years is kind of ridiculous. And he clearly doesn't really give that much of a shit about them either, but
yeah, because people eat that shit up.
Yeah. But yeah, I think in 2020 I felt like I was already on Discord just to talk to like real life friends and shit, but I found out about the Knowledge Discord I think in 2020, late 2020. That was the point of no return.
That was where I met you, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, well, you can talk about that for a little bit if you want.
Yeah, so basically, I knew about RIT as far back as like late 2020 because he had followed me on Bandcamp, and at that time, I guess I was making like really simple boom bap stuff. Like most of it is gone, but you could still find some shit on Bandcamp or YouTube, I should say. And then I joined the Knowledge server in like early 2021. I posted a couple beats, and then I realized, oh shit, he's in there. Cause a good friend of mine, Camlet, aka Dunkrat, they put me on to you, and then I heard I heard Sinister too, back when it had the white cover art on Bandcamp with the fucking with the Yoshimitsu mask, and yeah, I checked it out. I really enjoyed it. Soul Hackers in particular, that was one of my favorite beats for a minute, and then I bought the tape after a little.
Yeah, I'm realizing I've been kind of extending this whole portion, kind of a lot, but yeah, basically I was just really into Knowledge, and I liked the VGM tapes, and I liked old Knowledge, and I was like, man, I'm gonna start flipping video game music, and I did, and the Sinister tapes were born after that. Which, yeah, that's yeah, I think like most people would probably say that, and I agree. That's when I started to hit my stride. The beats.
I think, yeah, and then you dropped it Just Like Yesterday, and that kind of shook everything up.
Yeah, we're getting ahead of ourselves here.
Shit, but I mean, I feel like that's really that was like a massive turning point, because that was when I really noticed that people were starting to tune into your shit. They're like, damn, he's him.
I'm him. Yeah, I'm him. Yeah, I was 14. I was him, and it kicked ass. Oh, that tape is still pretty good, I think. And I just did it. I just did it again while getting better. I mean, I guess I also did one gone in between, but it's just because I was I was biting Knowledge, but like the hex tapes now.
There's like there was the Mint tape as well, the Blick Eugen tape.
Yeah, and by the time I dropped Sinister 2, I think because through the Knowledge Discord I met like a lot of the people I'm still kind of cool with now in this scene. You obviously, yeah, Ammo, yeah, you, Ammo 4, Ammo, Mint. I didn't meet him, but I found out about Mint, Cold Plush Toy, and yeah, I'll talk about this. I found out about the first guy that I think the first guy that I found out from this this quote unquote soul pop question mark.
Oh man,
scene.
Oh shit, here we go.
Yeah, that I found out about was Jalen back in 2020. Well, I found out about Mint first, but that was before that was like pre CGI, so really early shit.
Before you popped off.
Yeah. Found out about Jalen because Gout used to do a bit where he'd pretend to be Jalen on Discord, and he posted one of his beats in Knowledge Discord, and I thought it was cool. So I was like, man, I gotta find out more about this Jalen guy. And I found out about actual Jalen's Bandcamp through that, which is really fucking funny. I didn't realize that was the case. I really thought Jalen made that beat for like 4 years, and then I was listening on Gout SoundCloud and put that fucking beat on one of his tapes. I felt like an idiot afterwards, because it sounds nothing like Jalen. I have no clue why.
Nah, because I actually found out about Jalen back in like 2018 as well. Like I've told the story a lot, but I found out about him because of Asian. They had uploaded a Jalen beat in 2018, and I guess it went semi-viral. It has like 200,000 views on YouTube.
Is it only 200? I thought it was like 500K.
Yeah, something around that. I just know it's above. It's in the 100,000s.
Yeah,
but
it's
crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. I did not find out about it because of that. I found out about it because of a much stupider way. But yeah, Jalen. And I like this stuff a lot. Yeah, by that point he had just dropped self-titled, and I just went through all the shit he made, and because of that I found out about Benja, of course, and I found out about Pablo, and that's where it all begins. And we're just getting into the beginning now, like 30 minutes into the interview. I'm sorry.
In the beginning.
In the beginning, there was Pablo. He made shit that was just super crazy, and like I thought Jalen was cool, but this is my new favorite guy, man. What the fuck? Anyone who listens to whose introduction is Pablo and has never heard like anything like that from the scene, I mean,
I envy you.
you know the reaction. Like, it's just holy shit, man.
It's like, damn, this kind of music can be made.
Yeah.
That's like
Exactly.
the only way I can phrase it, because it's like
Yeah.
it's so different.
Yeah, the drum patterns, the sample choice, the mixing. This was like 2021, so he'd already like was well into like he like well like past like Bleak, past all the Dead Girl Picture
Past
shit
the
and
lane
everything
shit.
beforehand. Yeah, past the lane,
Yeah.
like well established in that like field, and I was just I found out about the archive, so I had like just 300 fucking beats to pick through to like just find out like what the fuck was this guy's deal. And you know, everyone's aware of how he's like quite the character when like on its face, because he has bajillion aliases and like weird track titles and edgy aesthetics, and that's fucked up.
Right.
I don't know, but I mean, just nobody has drum patterns like that. It's hard to say, because like if I call Pablo one of a kind, then like Benja is one of a kind, Eli is one of a kind, Roy is one of a kind, but like I kind of consider them all to be like true, because I mean this whole scene is just like one of a kind. Like the main progenitors, I feel like, of the style are so fucking like revolutionary. Like, I think
It's
genuinely
only,
some of the most like, revolutionary work in beat making history, and nobody knows who they are. It's fucked up.
I think like it's already like catching on, but I feel like sooner or later we're gonna have like it's gonna be like a bigger revolution. But I don't know.
Yeah, maybe we'll see. I will have quit beats by that point. That's not true. I keep saying I'm gonna quit beats when I go to college, because I'm gonna be a real musician, but that's probably not true. But I'm already at the point where I'm like kind of soft retiring. I don't want to make tapes no more. That's besides the point. We haven't even gotten my good tapes yet. Yeah.
Bro, what do you mean? What do you mean, bro?
But back to the man of the hour.
Shit,
Yeah, Pablo was just crazy.
Yeah,
Pablo was just
like,
crazy, and
on the topic of like
you go.
shit. Yeah, no, you're good. I was just saying, like, on the topic of like finding people, I just want to know like what your first collaborations were when you got into the scene.
You're aware of who my first collaborations were, because you were my first collaborator.
Really?
Pretty much. Yeah. No, they can geez, from when I started making beats on my computer, I don't think I worked with anyone until 2022 when you hit me up for a collab. I'm pretty sure that's true.
That's nuts. I thought you would have like collabed with like at least one other person.
No.
Before that.
Oh man, I was a loser, dude.
No, that's nuts. Damn, I'm honored. What can I say?
Yeah. Was that? I guess some of that was on Toucan, but most of that shit didn't even drop.
Cause didn't we submit that for like the knowledge server compilation?
No, I don't think we did. I don't remember it.
Yeah, I thought I submitted like the one beat Loon or whatever it's called. I'd submitted that for Idiot and Beyond Volume 4. Yeah, I remember doing that.
Wait, Beyond Volume 4? Does that exist?
No, because they were making another tape, but it just never came out.
Yeah. Oh shit. Yeah. Okay. Fuck. I remember that actually. Yeah. Yeah. It was a compilation of beats that they did in Knowledge Discord. I participated in all 3 of them, like some kind of freak.
Mo did as well.
Yeah, and that's another thing. That's another example of me just finding out about some shit that's super unique and blew my mind. With people from this scene was Ammo's beat, the first 8 Naked Beyond tape. Yeah. Like Pablo and Benja have talked about like when they first heard his shit, they were just like they knew his style was so different, and they're so right, man. His style is more refined now, but even like back then, like his shit was just so like. Because it's like anti-lo-fi, because it's not even like overdone. like, cause it's literally just sample, no tempo, just he just
tempo.
plays the drums, no tempo, Audacity compressor or no compressor, but he just makes it crazy anyway, man. It's such a odd approach that like works so unbelievably well.
Yeah, and even in his Audacity days, I mean, he had his own sound then, but like you said, it just got more refined, and I feel like he took those tropes that he made, or like that he established with the Audacity shit, and like really mastered it on FL.
Yeah. Yeah. Shout out Ammo, man. I love him. He's another guy that's kind of like just like a one
In
of
his own
one.
lane.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Maybe calling it like all these people one of ones is over exaggerating. They probably would not would not agree.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think any of them would agree with me. But man, I just got love for my people, man. I got love for this scene. It means everything to me, bro. This music, man.
Dead ass, bro. But yeah, what other collaborations should I be like aware of besides like Mint and shit?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I guess you hit me up in early 2022 or mid 2020. Yeah, like early, like May or
April.
June.
April.
Was it April? Was it April? Okay, April. Yeah.
It was April.
Early 2022, and then Mint hit me up about mid 2022. I guess he had heard Sinister, and at that point, I had started my alt account, which is the first time I started to do like, man, I'm gonna be like this Pablo guy and this Grady old guy and this Benja guy. I'm gonna start doing some wacky patterns with my hi-hats, and I'm gonna start using like R&B samples and other weird shit. And I put that on my alt account. I first started Chick Eugen. I guess men probably heard that, and that made me want to collab. Made him want to collab with me. So yeah, I don't like. It was so like all this shit was like super nonchalant too. He was just like, "Hey, want to collab?" I was like, "Okay." I'm probably like at that point. I'm not even sure if I was aware of the standard. Like, do you want drums or do you want chops? Like,
you just sung whatever.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
I
remember you sent me like a zip full of chops, and it was and a lot of those chops ended up being used by like people like years later, because going back to like the Sekio tape, the one that had not just dropped, but like it dropped a few months ago at this point. I remember I heard a Hail collab with your chops, and I'm like, shit, bro, he sent me those chops like 2 years ago.
Yeah. Sometimes I just send people old shit, but not really anymore, because I think for one, most of those old chops use like 70 samples, which like, dude, that's gross. We don't use that type of sample over here no more, which I think is funny, because, yeah.
I'm heartbroken. I'm like the only one that uses 70 samples, bro.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, that's just like, once you, like, the stylistic stuff, like, that I do, aka biting Pablo, inviting Eli, inviting whoever, it just doesn't lend itself to samples like that, like 9 times out of 10. It's possible, and I've done it, and I really don't know anybody who's done shit. Like, I feel like I have I have a style that's very much like actually adjacent to the stuff that, this new soul hop, if you will, this like,
yeah,
I don't know.
New wave.
The new wave, if you will, the gender hop, if you will, gender hop.
Yeah, girl hop, boy hop, and we hop.
Can I use gender hop as a retroactive term from now on?
Yeah, man, go ahead.
We're gender hopping. We're gender hopping. We got people like that though, as opposed to just like regular lo-fi without like the mixing choices and the patterns. I feel like my like, even then I've found ways to use older samples, but it just doesn't lend itself well. And if you're lazy like I am with beat making, I'm a lazy ass dude just in general. I just go for easy samples most of the time.
I mean, I wouldn't even call that lazy, because you still chop the shit out of it, and you put like the craziest hi-hat patterns down.
Yeah.
Either way.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, I just did my fucking homework, man, because I like, as soon as I found out about Pablo, I was just listening to that shit all the time, like, whenever I had the chance, and whoever, like, else, like, I found out about through that archive. So, and I just like, man, what the fuck is with these hi-hat patterns? Like, I don't think anybody, like, Pablo says he was very much influenced by, like, one, by actual soul hop, and people like Honda, but also, like, fuzzoscope shit. Like, I don't...
Yeah, like, I'm sorry to cut you off. Like, Actor. He always talks about
like,
Actor.
I'm not even super familiar with all that stuff, to be honest. I kind of, like...
You gotta
I was kind of too much of like of a little like a little brat back in the day to do my research on that style of music, and by the time I became a more mature man, I was past like that type of music, to be honest. So I haven't done that much research
In
on
my
it.
opinion, if you have the time, definitely listen to like those compilations from front to back.
No,
There's so much
no.
good shit on there, like Sleepy Eyes. Yo, speaking of Sleepy Eyes, would you say that's like a big influence for you? Just briefly going back to influence.
Not a big influence, but he's one of those people that I found out about through God's Connect that I really like. I love Sleepy Eyes. I still listen to him. He's one of those guys I still listen to a lot. Definitely.
Yeah, he had a crazy run of beat tapes from
No.
I want to say 2011 to 2014 or 2016, because he dropped the one joint on Radio Juicy that was really good.
Yeah.
But, yeah, back to like just music in general. What's like some current music that you're into right now?
Currently, man, I guess I've been into Kairu. I've been listening to a lot of Kairu. I just like his approach, man. To be honest, and I just like how like, and like even when his like mixing is fucked up and his like drum patterns are like, I don't know, just something about it. It's just so raw, super duper raw. Yeah. I just like it a lot.
He knows how to adapt to samples. Me and Lanmao, aka Churro, we were talking about this. We were talking about this in his interview actually, and how he's just versatile as hell.
Yeah, just like I don't. It's a type of person. It's a type of beats where you just get like a sense for who he is as a person just by listening to him. I feel like that's hard to come by, to be honest. So like,
yeah, he bears his soul in the music.
He really does, man. He wears his influences on his sleeve and whatnot.
Right. Anybody else though that I should take note of?
That you should take note of. Go listen to Andrew Hill. Go listen to.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, I listen to. I'm at the point where, like, I have just like a ginormous like 5,000 track playlist of a bunch of random shit that I shuffle through all the time. So, like, a lot of new music I've been listening to is just whatever, like old school shit. I'm still super into old school hip hop. Obviously, whatever old school shit I come across. I don't know. I've been on. I'm gonna be a repeat of Duro. I've been on a bit of a emo kick recently, and screamo and whatnot, and hardcore. I guess that's the closest thing I could say. But like again, in terms of recommendations for you, man, you should be keeping note of. Who's a new guy? Who's a new guy? I can talk about how much I like. Yeah, go listen to.
I don't care, bro. I don't care. Just go ahead. Like even with the emo shit, you could go ahead.
No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna alienate your audience more than I already have. I just say that, by the way. I'm sure your fucking audience was pining for this interview. When fucking, I remember when you dropped you put one of the tracks from Blick Eugen on your YouTube. There's the guy just commenting, "Inspector K, I love you, but this is not it."
Yo, I remember that too. That shit was so. I don't want to say out of pocket, but it was just so fucking like crazy.
I mean, I get it. I don't think like that's not even the best beat on that tape, and I don't think that's my best tape or anything. Mint did his fucking thing on it, and I have some good moments.
I haven't like. I haven't revisited that tape in full in a while, but that beat is stuck in my head. I enjoyed that one.
Thank you, man. But yeah, I don't know. I just listen to various. I said Andrew Hill already. Go listen to Danny Zeitlin. Go listen to Wayne Shorter, man.
Wayne Shorter.
Go listen to Mr. Complex. I just I knew of Mr. Complex for a while, but I finally listened to like his first 3 albums. however long ago, and that shit is they're all like genuinely super good. I love this style, man. It's just it might be a bit of an acquired taste, but yeah. Zoom Good Records. First three records, the Complex catalog, Hold This Down, and Twisted Mister. Okay, buddy, you got that.
It. I'm gonna check out the Complex catalog soon, my guy. Yo, you ain't gotta be so hardcore on me now. Shit.
I can't be anything but hardcore, man. That's what it means to be a true soul hopper.
True hip hopper, if you would. Real hip hop.
I go on to the SSP channel on YouTube and I look for a sample.
That's Shropshire Soul Provider. We love you.
We love you, Shropshire. But yeah.
Any upcoming projects that you might be doing? Because I know you said that you might like quit music, but are you working on like a tape by chance?
I'm not. Yeah, well, okay. I'm not quitting music, but I'm also not working on a tape really. I don't know. I'm just kind of bumming around right now, working on whatever I feel like working on. I got some collab. I had a collab tape that I was gonna do after I dropped my most recent. Well, after I dropped Dejected Gaze. Yeah, I keep wanting to say that's my most recent tape, but I realized that I dropped this stupid compilation tape afterwards. Like an idiot.
I feel like that's if you want to be technical about it. Dejected Gaze was your most recent album. Vetted Cherry was your most recent beat tape. I kind of hate that label, like the whole beat tape versus album thing. Yeah. I feel like it's kind of demeaning in a sense, but we'll get to that.
But yeah, I mean, I see where you're coming from. I put effort into making sure Dejected Gaze was cohesive. Yeah, man, fucking people just like yesterday, man. Dejected Gaze is literally just like yesterday, but better. That's all it is. I don't have any like new ideas, but and the people hate me, man. I'm gonna go Duro mode like with Remainder, man. That's the best thing I'll ever do, man. You will never get better areyetee than Dejected Gaze, man. Y'all need to wake up. If you like any of my other music, you're stupid and wrong.
I'm gonna end my life after this interview. Thank you, man.
No, yeah, of course.
Yo, that's nuts. No, but fucking back to like the whole beat tape versus album label tangent thing. I just wanted to say like, yo, I just feel like I've heard a lot of beat tapes that like a lot of quote unquote beat tapes that have a bunch of effort and they're as cohesive as albums, but it's just the label beat tape. It just sort of implies and like the way people use it, it just sort of implies that people don't like put enough effort into their shit. When it's like, bro, you don't know what they're doing, bro.
I mean, I think like I don't know, like, and none of my tapes are particularly long. I feel like that's like a big part of it. Like my longest tape is 20 minutes, man. That's really not. That's an EP at that point. Like even though it has 15 tracks, like,
right? It's
just not like, and especially for fucking people like Benja, where like every beat is 40 seconds and like 16 bars, and there's like no like for a lot of people in the scene like Mint 2 or shit like that, like just the overall time of the tape just gets cut down so much no matter how many tracks you have. I feel like that's something that's what separates them from someone like Roy, because Roy fucking like is really good at knowing like just pacing his tapes, like putting effort into interludes and shit, knowing like when to like what variations he can do with his beats, how to extend his beats. Like I feel like, and just making it all flow. I mean, he's the best at that of anyone in the scene. Pablo is also good at making shit that's like cohesive. And I was gonna say the same thing about Mint, but then I realized that Pablo does the interludes on most of Mint shit anyway. So I feel like that's just more of a Pablo trickle down effect than anything. But yeah, the thing about Pablo can't make a tape that doesn't have a theme. Like, just physically is incapable, I guess. And that's better than I can fucking do. Like, I can just, like, Dejected Gaze, there's no theme. I'm just trying, like, there's, like, a general vibe that I'm invoking, and that's really it. Like, I'm kind of jealous of Pablo's ability to really make, like, thematic tapes. That's something, if I'm gonna do, like, another big tape, then that's something I want to try to tap into. But I don't think I got it in me. I don't think I got it in me, Inspector. I'm sorry.
Shit, nah, I mean, Bro, you've been on a really good run, so it's definitely like good to take that breather. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But the thing is, I take a breather after every tape, man, and it just takes like, and so I only drop like once every year.
Yeah, but the people fuck with you though. The people fuck with you. You have like I think you have a really good cult following, all things considered. Like that's something.
Do I? A cult following? Yeah, maybe.
In my
as
opinion,
much as someone else. Bro,
just like, bro, like 4 of your fucking tapes have like over 10K plays on SoundCloud. Stop playing.
Is 10K good? I don't fucking know, man. I don't like my fans, man.
Shit, bro. You guys heard it here first.
Yeah. Go buy my tapes now, guys. Go buy my tapes for more than the asking price.
Just do that, bro. Just support this man, bro. He needs your support more than ever.
I do, man. I need to pay my tuition. Oh,
no, that too, because you're gonna go to college in like less than a year.
Yeah. It's scary. I shouldn't be allowed like anywhere near college. I make beats. I make beats. R&B samples and like other stuff too sometimes.
Bro, pave the way and make like a beat makers club or some shit. I don't fucking know.
Beat makers club. You know what I fucking heard? Like one of the places I was looking at was UNC Chapel Hill, and fucking Susie Analog is a professor there, like adjunct professor there for like I think they might have like a whole like hip hop program.
That's nuts.
That is nuts. That's fucked up. It made me kind of want to go there more, to be honest. But
that reminded me of like when I found out Ninth Wonder was also a professor.
Is he? Where's he professor at? I didn't even fucking know that.
I have no idea, but I just remember seeing that he was like a professor at a college. He
North Carolina, man.
He's teaching faculty at NCCU, North Carolina Central University, and Duke University.
Cool, man. So, shout out Not the Wonder, man. Shout out Little Brother. I like listening to Little Brother, and every time they say something about the Carolinas, pretending that I can like rep that.
Shit.
Yeah, that's me, man. I can take this. This is mine.
This is my these are my guys.
These are my fellows, man. Yeah, I don't know. Shout out Fonte, man.
Shout out Soul Hop. Shout out Ninth.
Shout out Girl Hop. Shout out Boy Hop. Shout out androgynous people.
Shout out Swag Hop.
Fuck Swag Hop.
That shit's never gonna catch on. I know. Just say fuck. Fuck knowledge. Most importantly. And
I wish less people liked Mint and more people like Pablo like me. Less Pablo biters. No, more Pablo biters. Less Mint biters, please. For me, for my sake. That's why I don't fucking have anyone good to mention. For who I'm listening to now, I'm listening to the same fucking people everyone would have been listening to 5 years ago, because nobody good has come out since then. Except Hale.
Alright, bro. Okay, man. Sure, buddy, sure. You just want to be different. That's all I know.
I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. I like some of these new guys. I have to fucking shuffle my playlist to find out. I'll look at my fucking Last FM, see if there's anybody I can find. I'll go scour.
Bandcamp. Do you organize playlists on Bandcamp by chance?
No, I don't organize playlists on Bandcamp, but I do organize my I guess I don't really organize it because it's just a big thing of all my fucking beats. That's like 3K tracks or something like that. Something 3K, 4K, something like that. Maybe not 3K. It's probably a lot of beats that really have no stylistic center.
I see.
But I don't know. I love music, man. I love beats. I love all of you very much.
That's bro. Shout out to everybody.
Shout out to everybody on Earth. You all inspire me. Even.
Oh no! I'm gonna cut that out. I'm gonna censor that shit, bro. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, put a really loud censorship sound over that. Yeah.
But yeah, that's it for this Inspector K interview. Any finishing thoughts besides that, or?
I'm gonna write a whole I'm gonna write a whole essay for college, like a whole 30-page essay for college about why Pablo, Benja, Mint, Roy, Ammo, Eli are some of the greatest musicians who have ever graced this earth. Unironically, I'm serious. And
Man,
how
that's gonna be
like how soul hop theory should be taught in schools. Well, censor soul hop when I say that. Censor that. Give like a really loud censor when I say soul hop. How gender hop theory should be taught in schools, and how like
that's gonna be your admission letter.
yeah, like yeah, let me in. Yeah, let me in. I'm friends with this guy. By the way, who should be taught in school? If you were smart, you'd be teaching right now.
Facts though. But yeah,
I mean,
that is it for this Inspector K interview. Thank you, RIT, for coming on and
well, you're
just
welcome.
giving, yeah, just talking about yourself. I really appreciate that.
Talking about that is what I did. I did kind of just get on here and talk about myself like an asshole for however long.
No, no, that's crazy. I put it the wrong way, but you get the point. You get the point.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm gonna see y'all next week. Peace.
Peace.